Hi, I wanted to welcome everybody on here. I'm so glad you guys are joining us. I'm so excited. This is Margarita's business launch, and so I'm super excited for her. Um, we are let me just tell you a few things real quick before we all jump in here, but we will have a raffle, whether you're joining us live or catching the recording. We're going to have a raffle for everybody that fills out a survey. It just takes you literally a minute or two to just answer a few quick questions. Margarita will send you a link. And after you watch this, either tonight or when you can catch it, fill that survey out, and she'll better know how to kind of serve you a little bit better. And we will give you some great products to let you sample some different various things. I think we're going to try and do the raffle by Wednesday at 8 p.m. So get it back to us right away as quickly as you can. But I'm Janice, and I have been doing Arbonne for about a year and a half or so. But I met Margarita, what has it been, 3 years ago now? Is that when you started? When did you get out
I
of school?
probably I think X-ray school
So I
because
met you before you even
yeah.
started. Yeah. So she was in X-ray school, and I'm working CT. And so then she just came, and she loved us so much, and we loved her, that she just stayed. And she livens it up around there. I love it. I mean, she brings a breath of fresh air. And so I am so excited to have her on my team too, because she's going to do the same for this team as well. So Margarita, I just wanted to pass it to you and let you talk a little bit and tell us what you found so exciting and what you love about Arpon.
Yeah, so I mean you've mentioned it a few times like throughout the year or so that I've been working as like a CT tech. And I think what got me most interested was the health aspect of it, and then also the Christian aspect of it, because I feel like there are a lot of like companies that are out there, especially like health ones that aren't based around like faith too. And I feel like that kind of, it kind of turns me off at least. So I think it's nice having like a company that is centered around like sisterhood in a sense. And I think kind of what I've been going through a lot, especially throughout the years, is kind of like struggling with self identity, especially like through Christ. And like a few years back, I actually went through like a season of depression, and it was rough because I found myself like almost crying myself to sleep every single night. And that's not even like I would cry myself at work too. Like it was constant. And I remember one night I was at church and they were doing like a late night prayer, and I didn't want to go, didn't want to stay. I was like, I'm just gonna go home, and somebody like made me stay. And so we kind of everyone spread out throughout like the sanctuary and kind of just found their own little like corner to like pray, worship, whatever it is that God was calling them to do. And I remember like I was praying and I don't even didn't know where to start. I didn't know what to say. And I was like, God, like I don't know what we're doing. I was like, I guess we can just have like a conversation. And I just remember asking, I was like, God, like I want to see myself through your eyes. And in that moment, I felt God spoke, like he spoke to my heart, and he was like, how can you say I'm so perfect, but I somehow made a mistake on you? And from there, it started this like whole journey of like self identity and like learning to see myself in a different way. And through that, it also like took on like my health journey too, and just trying to better myself and feeling more like confident in who I am. And I've mentioned this before, is like I wanted my mind and my heart and my body all to like work as one. And I feel like that kind of starts with having that spiritual growth, that physical like getting better, like healthier, healthy, like making your mind healthy and all of that. And in the Bible it also says that like as you are physically healthy, you need to be spiritually healthy. And so I feel like it all just kind of works as one. And so if I'm not physically healthy, then how can I be spiritually healthy? So I think that kind of is where I'm at right now, is wanting to make sure that it all aligns and I'm bettering myself in every single aspect.
That is amazing. I just love your heart. on all of that. Oh my goodness. That scripture, yeah, that was my motto for my business for a while too. It's like, I hope your soul prospers as your health prospers, something like that. It was really good. Yeah. So that is so neat. God's going to bless you through that for sure, because that's what you're seeking him. You'll be blessed. So again, let me just start out by talking a little bit about the company, and a little bit about why I joined. Again, I'm Janice, and I had been on a journey for about 10 years going into getting a little bit more healthy. And I started using Arbonne as a preferred client. I tried the skincare and I loved it. And as I got hearing more about the products as far as the nutritional line, it just really piqued my interest. And I thought, oh, I could really help people get healthy, and stay healthy. I really like that part of it. And so that's kind of why I got into more of the consultant part of it, because I really have a desire to help others get and stay healthy. And so Arbonne is just really the best company I've seen for that. I have checked out and been involved in a lot of different companies, starting way back with Mary Kay and all the way up. But this one, Arbonne has been around since 1980. So it's been a market stability for over 44 or close right at 44 years now. And we have it's a global opportunity because we are in quite a few different countries. One thing that's really neat about Arbonne also is that it's a B Corp certified company, which means we care about people and planet, not just profit. So it is a hard certification to get. We're only one of about 5,300 companies that have that certification. And so we don't want to just be the best company in the world, but we want to be the best company for the world. So I'll just mention a few quick things before I pass it over to Jess, but we have a great compensation plan. Our community we want everybody to feel like they have a place to belong. And, sorry. And so we are constantly looking for ways to make a difference in people's lives. We have a very strict ingredient policy, and we adhere to the European standards, which bans 1,400 ingredients. But Arbonne even goes above that and bans over 2,000 ingredients that are found in a lot of our, other well-known brands. We offer many lines of products from nutrition to skincare to makeup to body care, baby products, men's care, and there's more. Our products are inspired by nature and are plant-based. We were clean really before clean was a buzzword. So since we started way back in 1980, we're vegan certified, cruelty free, and gluten free. So there are so many benefits in using our products that you won't find anywhere else. So that's just a little bit about the company and the products. I'm going to pass it to Jess to talk a little bit more about some other areas.
Thank you, Miss Janice. And I have to say, Margarita, I have not heard your story yet. And I realized I was like, I need to get further back from the camera because I was like leaning in to like listen to you. So thank you so much for sharing your heart. And I'm going to tell you, I can relate with you so much that I'll tell my why. I'll just start there and you'll see probably some of the relatable things that you said. But my why within Arbonne. So a little bit about myself. My name is Jess Weirman, and I live in Springfield with my husband and two pups. And so we are a dog mom and dad at this point in our lives. I have worked for a company, a corporate company, for 14 years now in technology. And I'm going to tell you what, I don't think I had any business dabbling in a company that's around health and wellness, to be honest. I know technology, but then like this health and wellness company came about known as AKA Arbonne, right? And I was just like, well, who am I? Like, who am I to say anything with this? I don't know this avenue. I don't know, but all the reasons you said, Margarita, like some personal growth, leaning into our faith, just the community itself, so many things spoke to me about this business. So my journey started when I was invited to a party similar to this, but it was in person. You can build your business any way you want to with this. And And I was invited to a party, and I was more so going as for a friend to support a friend, and was introduced to the products. And at that point in my life, I had been praying for a few things, one of which I wasn't the best version of myself. We had all gone through 2020, and I really lost who I was as a person, as far as, kind of like what Margarita spoke about, mind, body, it's all connected, right? Spiritually. And I was just not the best version of myself. I had gained 25 pounds. I became very stationary. It was a domino effect of leading into some bouts of depression. I was a social person. My job previously took me on planes, trains, and automobiles. And when I became stationary, I was just like, I lost so much of that in me, right? So I go to this party. I'm introduced to the products, right? And I thought, man, okay, they're saying these are healthy. I want to say the other thing I was praying for was a passive income. So these all it's encompassing. But I walked out of there. I met the community and was just like, holy cow. I had a great community, but there was something about this community that was very faith-based, and I felt so that warm, and it was just all the feels, as Margarita kind of described. So, and Jan as well. But yeah, walked out of there. I ordered the 30 Days of Healthy Living, which is one of our flagship products. I'll dabble a little bit about that and tell you. But I joined the company pretty quickly afterwards, and I will tell you, I am a lifer in this company. All of us are going to the top of this company, but I for sure am going, and I'm bringing my whole team with me. And I say that as far as being a lifer because I told you I did the 30 Days of Healthy Living. I had ordered my package, and before the package came, I had a call that had moved with one of my leaders, and I ended up calling my dad during that time. And I was telling about this crazy company that I started with Arbonne, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and that I was going to do the 30 Days of Healthy Living, and I wanted him to do that with me, and all these different things. But he did remind me, one of the things he said was, you don't do anything if it's not 110%. And I know you're putting your name behind this, so you must truly believe in it. And I did. He said all the right things, right? And we did lose my dad that day. Before we hung up the phone, my dad had a heart attack, actually. So it took me a bit to get through that. And yeah, it was a hard journey, but what I'll say as far as being a lifer in this business is when I talk about the community, it is like no other. And I hadn't known my upline for a hot minute. I maybe had 2 conversations with her. Now she's one of my best friends in the business. And I felt compelled to call her because here I had my launch party set. I had all these things organized and calendared, and I just dropped it like a ton of bricks, right? And I owed her an explanation what I felt. So I called her 2 days later and definitely struggled to get the words out because I was still in mourning. But before we hung the phone up that day, she asked me if she could have our entire team that I did not know pray for me, and got my permission. I, of course, said yes. And within an hour, I had 18 women that had messaged me long text messages, praying for my family, praying for myself, so many things that it was so touching, and I still have those. It's like I go back to those, and it's just such an amazing reminder of this community. So I'm a lifer in this. I feel everyone on this call is a lifer in this business, and it's so much more than I ever thought. I want to just preface, I was somebody that was very much against network marketing, social selling, any of that stuff. But I did my research, and this company has so much to be so proud of. Being around now 44 years and all the facts that come with it, you'll learn that. But we are focused on creating simple, sustainable, healthy habits. So we have an emphasis on gut health, and because our guts significantly impact the overall health and well-being. So gut health impacts your immune system. 70 to 80% of your immune system is housed in your gut. Your serotonin, which is your mood, your sleep, your skin, your metabolism, your weight, and more. Gut health awareness is growing so much right now in the industry. It's projected to be a $90 billion industry by 2030, which is almost double from 2022. Last year alone, gut health awareness grew by 52%, and people are talking about it everywhere. And there are ads about it all over TV and social media. I think we can all say if you're on Instagram, every 10th ad you scroll through, it's something about gut health awareness or what the effects of that, right? It's all true. I mean, it is valid. So we have products and people that are looking for, and I do believe that we are in the right place at the right time. So when I speak to the gut health, I want to speak to, we of course have our flagship, which I'm very passionate about. I came into the company on nutrition, and it was the 30 days of healthy living. However, as much as that had an impact on my life, I'm going to tell you 3 simple things. So like the 30 days of healthy living is a true 30-day reset. You have your protein powder, which is a full meal replacement. You have your green synergy elixir, which is your prebiotic, probiotic, digestive enzymes, a vegan collagen builder, and a full serving of fruits and vegetables, all in one little sachet pack on the go, mixed with water, easy breezy, could not be easier. You have your energy fizz, which has all the good things, including B6 and B12, amongst many other things. And, so all of that comes in a 30-day kit, which we give you a Facebook group. We give you accountability or your coach, me or whoever your consultant is, that's going to check in with you every day and coach you through that program. Some people say, whoa, Jess, you're crazy. 30 days. I'm not really ready to make that commitment. So then I say, hey, listen, we have a 2-week reset, which that's where I say, if you're like, hey, I'm a little bit, I could maybe do that, right? We have options is all I'm saying. It's just a condensed version of the 30 days healthy living, but it's a commitment for 2 weeks. If you're still like, Jess, you're still crazy, I'm just more so looking to dip my toe in, we actually just launched what's called a 7-day reset, which is based off of intermittent fasting, is pretty much the premise of that program. And you don't need Arbonne to do a 7-day reset, but what I will tell you is these products and the supplements that come with it, they definitely aid you through that program. They complement the program itself. And I say that because I did intermittent fasting before, but I didn't do it in a healthy way. I didn't do it in a healthy way. So, this ensures you're getting your 24 grams of essential meal, your protein, you're getting that as you break your fast. I do a fasting window of 16 hours. I'm fasting. 8 hours is my feasting mode, right? When I'm eating. It couldn't be easier. So I want to tell you, we have options for everyone. The other thing that was what we were born on was skincare. Arbonne was born in Arbonne, Switzerland, 44 years ago, and it was built on skincare. That has only evolved, and we've now grown into nutrition and household care, and you name it, we have something for everyone. But the Derm Results Advanced line is my favorite line. It was launched last year. Yeah, it was launched last June, 2023. It's an anti-aging line that combats signs of aging with intense hydration. It's clinically proven to improve fine lines, wrinkles, texture, loss of volume and texture with hyaluronic acid complex. What you put on your skin matters. It is absorbed into your bloodstream within 26 seconds, guys. 26 seconds is absorbed. So the skincare is not only good for your body, but it shows amazing clinical results too. My one testimony with that is I'm 38 now. I started my skincare when I was 35 because I was like, dang, something needs to change. Like I'm feeling like I'm seeing all the things now. But my biggest thing were my pores. It was pores on my face in this area. And we had the Brighten Up line, which was my go-to line. But when we launched the Derm Results Advanced Skincare line, I was like, game changer. This one is for all skin types, for everyone. And that's where I started to see such a transformation in my skin, especially the pores, where they're almost gone. So that is my part. I'm going to be quiet now so we don't go over time.
Awesome, ladies. Hey, I'm Amanda Douglas. I'm actually Janice Douglas's, we call it sister in love instead of sister-in-law. I married her brother. Bonus, I got her too. I also got 3 bonus kiddos when I got married almost 9 years ago now. We are working to adopt 2 more 8 and 9-year-old sisters. We have 8 dairy goats. We have about 40 chickens. I don't know how many bees. I can't really count them. So a hodgepodge garden that is very neglected right now and probably has more weeds than anything else. We live on 10 acres out here in rural Missouri. I'm originally a Yank. I'm from New Jersey, but we planned God's laughs. I came out to the Midwest for college. Many, many moons ago, I graduated from Evangel University back in 2003 with an education degree and ended up not in education except for the fact that I'm homeschooling now. So I'm your homestead homeschool-ish mama who is really into natural health and wellness, and I have been for the last 20 years. And probably the last 10 years, I've been ditching and switching. My eyes have been opened over time to the fact that there's so much out there, and very intentionally and strategically so, that is coming against our health and coming against the way that our Heavenly Father has designed our bodies to work. And, I didn't stay in the education world. I ended up in HR for about 10 years in benefits. I actually worked at the same hospital that Jan and Margarita work at in benefits and HR. And when 2020 hit, I think a lot of people's eyes were open to a lot of things, and working in that hospital setting kind of confirmed a lot of some of the suspicions that I had had previously about our medical system and different things. And I just realized that it shouldn't be so hard to navigate what's healthy and what's not. And a lot of people felt really stuck in that. And I wanted to be another option for people. So I went back to school. I went to Trinity School of Natural Health while we were living in our camper, building a house, working full time. And my hotspot works most of the time. And I got my CNHP, Certified Natural Health Professional. And so I started working with people one-on-one in their health journeys, and a lot of it's lifestyle modification. But as several of the ladies spoke to previously, there are a lot of spiritual roots to physical disease. And that is where I really feel led to help set people free from stuff, because girls, eating disorders, spirit of root of unworthiness, spirit of death over me, all those kind of things. Like, there's so much that's been broken off and will continue to break off, because it's always progress, not perfection. We are constantly evolving and growing and becoming more like our Messiah and walking in our Father's ways. And we have to unlearn a lot as well as learn a lot. And there's multiple levels on that, right? And so that whole journey of identity and knowing who we are and whose we are is so crucial. And, I'll speak real quick before I dive into some of the parts about this opportunity. When they're talking about the community, one of the things that our group does and loves is supporting kids without voices and choices. And this was kind of like the love child of Sarah Keener, who is our regional vice president. You'll know what that title means here in a second. But she had an experience in public school and decided that she wanted to help kids without voices and choices get into faith-based homes and safe places where they could be loved and poured into and called up to be all that our Heavenly Father created them to be. And so we support Fairhaven Children's Home and a few other organizations. But me being a part of this team, that's part of my wheelhouse. I've always worked with kids in youth ministry, youth bands, all these things, right? Kids have always been on my heart. I was an elementary ed major. I'm homeschooling now, so my life is my kids. But these two little girls that, the father really dropped in our lap, as we were almost empty nesters and starting over, our team is now about to plan the second fundraiser to help us put some money aside for adoption, because we're doing all of this outside the system. And so, this really is just a community that is ride or die. They step up, they show up. It's pretty amazing. We always joke, you come for the fizz, but you stay for the family. So, what is this Arbonne opportunity that we're all a part of? What is this crazy thing that we've all said yes to? For me, this all aligned with what I was already doing, right? I already had the health and wellness brand. I was already pursuing this, and I'm like, they're gluten, soy, and dairy free. They're cruelty free. They're vegan. They're non-GMO. It checked all the boxes, right? They're a B corporation. They third party certify all their stuff, clinically tested. This is the bee's knees of health and wellness. I have not been impressed by anything my whole journey so far. And I saw Jess making protein shakes and fizz on her stories. And then we met for lunch. I tried some and I was like, I'm in. Why not? You know what I mean? So it wasn't a hard sell for me, because I was like, this just makes a whole lot of sense. Tool in my tool belt right here. How do I love and serve people with this stuff? Let's go. And so, Arbonne is such a long-standing company with so many great things about it. And I mean, the products, they're just amazing and they actually work. So that part's not hard. But the fact that they treat their consultants so well is amazing. We have a super generous compensation plan with a lot of ways to earn and a lot of perks. And I'm going to go through that because like, I don't know about y'all. I know Jess is for sure, but I'm also a numbers person. And I'm like, if I got involved in something like this, what are the possibilities? If I'm actually going to put some effort in, like, why would I do that? So I just want to be straight up and tell you because we ain't got no secrets here. You can ask us any question that you want. So it's direct commissions when you're a consultant on the things that your customers purchase, right? 15%. It's actually a pretty good chunk. And then as you build a team, you can promote through the 4 levels of Arbonne. We keep it super simple. There's not like a bunch of sub numbers. No legs have to do X, Y, Z for other things to pay out. It's just those 4 levels. You get paid on what your efforts are and the efforts of your team, which those are called overrides, which is pretty cool. So when you promote from consultant to district manager, their average earnings per year is about 1,800 to 13,000. So that varies because this is an efforts-based business, right? It's the father's law of reciprocity. You're going to get out what you put in and consistently over time. And so, I always ask people in this day and age when it costs about $11,000 or $12,000 this year as opposed to last year to just live the same, maybe that kind of like side hustle just bridges the gap and it makes sure that you keep the same quality and amount of groceries on the table. Maybe that's what that does for you. And that's what Janice is. She's a district manager. And then Jess and I are area managers. That's the second level. The cool thing about this level is you can will the business to your family. So if something happens to me, Jason and all the children are going to still reap the benefits of the effort that I've put in all this time and what I've built. I couldn't do that in HR. I was a firefighter for almost 7 years. Didn't get that. Like if I got burnt up in a house fire, my family wasn't getting any residuals, right? All the jobs I've ever had, that was not a thing. And so that's super cool that they not only care about you as the consultant, but they care about your family and your legacy and your future. Average earnings of areas are anywhere from 9,200 a year to 36,000 a year. And this is where a lot of people can walk away from their current job, because, that $30,000 mark is the average, like middle class earnings anymore for, entry level jobs and things like that. And so then level 3 is regional vice president. That's average 34,000 to 98,000 per year. This is starting to get like some possibilities happen. Like where now my focus cannot just be on my family, but what are the things I'm not okay in the world that are not okay in the world to me that I want to change? And I actually might have some time back and some resource to do something about that and impact this world for the kingdom positively in a way that's bigger than just me and my family and my like inner circle. We have people building wells in Africa and putting, kids into faith-based homes and saving women from human trafficking, like all kinds of things. And there is no vision too big for this company because the possibilities are absolutely limitless. And we know who we serve, who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. And that just makes anything even more possible. So, and you also at regional vice president, pretty cool perk. It's not about the car. But we partner with Mercedes, Tiffany's, lots of really like long-standing high-end companies that are very, very quality. And at regional vice president, you get $800 a month cash allowance for like Mercedes of your choice. Or if you don't have a Mercedes that fits your style, like our friend Kara, who just promoted, she's actually getting some other like minivan or something because she couldn't find a Mercedes to fit like all her kids in one thing. So they'll still give you $600 a month for that. It's not about Mercedes and being bougie and all the things. Like Peter Mork, our founder, chose Mercedes because it was the safest brand on the market. That's why he picked it. He wasn't trying to flex anything. But that's pretty cool. And that's like, how in the Bible they made memorials when cool things would happen. I look at the Mercedes as this like drivable memorial of like all the lives changed and all the people you served to get to that level. So I think of it that way. That's pretty cool. And then the last level is regional vice president. There's $1,000 monthly car allowance. They take you to Maui every year, which is pretty cool, for a leadership retreat. And their average earnings are 150 to 440,000 a year and up, no cap. Truly, there's no windfall. There's no making it harder to make your commissions. Like limitless possibilities. There are men and women both in Arbonne that have built multi-million-dollar businesses in Arbonne. And so that's not a promise. Obviously, there's a reason the 1% is the 1%, because it takes a certain grit and work ethic, and, you know, things to get there. But like Jess said, like myself, we're all headed to the top of this company in his timing. And we're willing to do what it takes to get there. And we want to love and serve that many people to reach that level. And that's what it is. We lead with love and service. And we make sure that that is always the forefront of what we're doing, and seek first the kingdom and everything else will be added, right? So that is kind of our mindset in this. And then I just want to speak to you real quick before we close. You know, there's over 300 times in the Bible it says, do not fear. We do it anyway, don't we? One day we'll learn. But there's fears and hesitations because we're human. We're in this flesh suit still right now. And we got some feels that happen sometimes. And I think it's not about not being afraid, but I think it's operating in doing the right thing for the right reason in spite of the fear is what separates people. And so we're all going to have some fears and hesitations heading into this. Things like, I don't have enough time. Well, like Jess says, do you know the contestants on Love is Blind? Do you know their names? You probably have time to squeeze in 15 or 30 minutes of Arbonne a day, right? Right? I'm not lying. And then I don't know enough people. Well, you know your people, and your people know people, and those people know people. And that's what network marketing is. It's building authentic connections with people and actually like getting to know the people that they want to love and help, and helping them. And so, yeah, we all have like a limited amount of like face-to-face contacts, but think of the 6 degrees of separations. We all know way more people than we think. Plus, all of our people know people. And so when the enemy comes at you and says like, you don't know anybody, just be like, I'm going to prove you wrong. And I'm going to actually get to know more people. I'm going to start going places that I don't go. I'm going to hand some fizz to a friend in the supermarket that really isn't my friend, but I just decided she was going to be, right? So that's how we have to be. We just have to be really open-handed with stuff. I'm not a salesperson. Well, this isn't sales. This is loving and serving people with really clean products, an awesome opportunity, and a phenomenal community. So get the sales thing out of your head, because if you lead with love and service, the products are what they say they are, and they do what they say they're going to do. There's so much integrity with this company. They will sell themselves. We just have to find out what people's needs are and meet them and love and serve them. That is it. And then what are people going to think of me? That's a fun one that comes up. I always say different levels, different devils, right? No matter how high you go in this company, that little sucker is going to come back every once in a while. And you just have to, again, know who you are, know whose you are, check your heart. Am I here to love and serve people? And if so, then I would be remiss if I didn't share this gift with them because of how it's changed my life and all these other people's lives. So there is, like, he makes a way where there is no way. Every time you come up against something that you feel like is going to be the sticking point, put the nail in the coffin, I'm walking away from Arbonne, ask him to show you what the solution is. Be a problem solver, and we all can be that. So, and then, you know, the other benefits we've talked about, the community, I won't beat a dead horse with that. Personal growth, as you work through these fears and the hesitations, as you lean into your faith, as you work this entrepreneurial business that is based on you, things are going to come up, and you're going to have to make a choice to deal with them or to walk away. And the people that deal with them are going to become better for it. And the people that walk away are going to stay exactly where they're at, and they're going to continue to be stuck. And so, you know, I just want to ask you, if you keep doing what you're doing, where are you going to be in 5 years? And do you like that answer? If nothing changes, nothing changes. And so if you're feeling a tug, like, I think I should entertain this, maybe this is the thing I've been praying for, I didn't actually want it to look like this, but okay, I'll give it a try. And we would love to serve you in that space, answer the questions, hit us up with everything that you're feeling and thinking. We've probably heard it before. You're not a weirdo. And this is just one of those places where we as a team are here to love and serve you, so that we can equip you to go out and love and serve people. It's like in the Bible, we're called to be disciples, right? We're to learn how to walk in the Father's ways so we can live it out and teach other people to walk in the Father's ways. This is just like that. It's just that we make it more complicated than it has to be, right? So I'll just leave you with one question. instead of thinking in your head, well, what if this doesn't work? What if I fail? All of these negative things. What if it does? And who could you impact along the way if it did? Let's think that way. So I just want to thank everybody for coming tonight and or for watching. And then don't forget that raffle, fun little sample pack of some of those things that Jess mentioned that you will get is going to be Wednesday at 8 p.m. So if you'll click the link and fill out the survey after you watch this, it'll just give Margarita some information and feedback and a way to serve you. She'll probably loop us in because she's learning, and that's not like to hard close anything. That's to answer questions and to love on you and make sure that we're serving you the best that we can so that we can equip you to be the best version of yourself as well. And if Arbonne's a part of that, yay. And if not, we love you anyway. So you guys have a wonderful and a blessed night, and thank you for joining. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.